Welcome to the class of pre-stress concrete design. Today we will discuss about losses of pre-stress, right? In pre-stress concrete application, most important variable is the pre-stress. We all know that, and actually pre-stress does not remain constant. Actually, it reduces with time. Actually, even during pre-stressing of tendons and transfer of pre-stress, there is a drop of pre-stress from the initially applied stress, and this reduction of pre-stress is nothing but is called as loss in pre-stress, right? Early attempt to produce pre-stress concrete was not successful due to loss of pre-stress transferred to concrete after few years, and pre-stress loss is nothing but the reduction of initial applied stress to an effective value. Okay, in other words, we can say that loss in pre-stress is the difference between initial pre-stress that we have applied and the effective pre-stress that remain in a member. And loss of pre-stress is a great concern, since it affects the strength of member, and also it is significantly affects the member serviceability, including stresses in concrete, cracking, camber, you can say also deflection, right? Now there are two types of losses in pre-stress, and it can be classified as one is short term or immediate loss, and another one is a long term or time dependent loss. Okay, so in case of short term or immediate loss, we can say immediate loss occurred during pre-stressing of tendon and transfer of pre-stress to concrete member, right? And in case of long term or that is time dependent losses, it is also time dependent losses occurs during service life of the structure, the whole service life of the structure. Long term or time dependent losses can be occur. Okay, so if you elaborate the immediate loss, what is immediate loss? So you can say in immediate loss there are 3 points are include. Number 1 is elastic shortening of concrete. Number 2 is slip at anchorage, that is immediately after pre-stressing, and number 3 is friction between tendon and a tendon duct, and also Ubel effect. What is Ubel effect? I will discuss later, right? And time dependent losses include creep, shrinkage, relaxation of pre-stressing seal, etc. Now this is pre-stress losses. It is classified as immediate loss and time dependent loss, right? And immediate loss is classified as elastic shortening, friction, anchorage slip, and time dependent loss, that is include creep, shrinkage, and relaxation. Now we all know that there are two type of pre-stressing loss in case of phenomenon like pre-tensioning and post-tensioning. In case of pre-tensioning, elastic deformation of concrete can occur, but in case of post-tensioning, no loss due to elastic deformation if all the wires are simultaneously tensioned. Okay, there is an important line: if all the wires are simultaneously tensioned, then in case of post-tensioning, no loss due to elastic deformation is seen. But in case of pre-tensioning, relaxation of stress in steel can occur. In case of post-tensioning also this occur, and pre-tensioning shrinkage of concrete, keep of concrete, and in case of post-tensioning shrinkage of concrete, keep of concrete, and extra two terms is there like friction and anchorage slip, that is absent in case of pre-tensioning losses. Now if you elaborate elastic deformation of concrete. So what is elastic deformation or elastic shortening of concrete? Sorry. In pre-tensioned concrete, when the pre-stress is transferred to concrete, the member actually shortens, right? And the pre-stressing steel also shortens in it. Hence there is a loss of pre-stress. Okay. In case of post-tensioning, if all the cables that I have told earlier, in case of post-tensioning, if all the cables are tensioned simultaneously, there is no loss, since the applied stress is recorded after the elastic shortening and has completely occurred. But if the cables are tensioned sequentially, right, not simultaneously, but the cables are tensioned sequentially, then there is a loss in tendon during subsequent stretching of the tendon, in case of post tensioning also. Now, in case of pre-tensioned member for elastic shortening, when the tendons are cut and pre-stressing force is transferred to the member, concrete undergoes immediate shortening, okay, due to pre-stress, and tendon also shortens by same amount, right, which leads to the loss of pre-stress. And in case of post tension member for elastic shortening, if there is only one tendon, you assume there is only one tendon and there is no loss, because the applied pre-stress is recorded after the elastic shortening of the member, right. So, for more than one tendon, if the tendons are stretched sequentially, not simultaneously but sequentially, then there is a loss in tendon during subsequent stretching of the other tendon, okay. Now, this is actually elastic shortening operation for case of pre-tension member. This is the operation of pre-tensioning through various stages, okay. So, this is the pre-tensioning pre-stressing bed, and hence pre-tensioning of a elastic shortening occur. And in case of post-tension member, this is the complete operation of post-tensioning through various stages, right. This is the casting bed and this is anchorage, and this is the jack that by means of we can tight the tendon, and this is the duct, right. Now, actually loss in loss of stress in steel we can write down by alpha into Fc. Actually this is alpha suffix E. And what is alpha E? Alpha E is the modular ratio, right, and modular ratio is the ratio between ES divided by EC, that is Young modulus of steel divided by Young modulus of concrete, okay. So, this is modular ratio, and what is Fc? And Fc actually this is the pre-stress in concrete at the level of steel, right. So, actually this is the relation of loss of stress in steel, that is modular ratio multiplied by pre-stress in concrete at the level of steel, right. Now, there is a simple one example, right, a rectangular concrete beam that is 360 millimeter deep and 200 millimeter wide, pre-stressed by means of 15 numbers of 5 millimeter dia wires that is located 65 millimeter from the bottom of the beam, okay, and 3 numbers of 5 millimeter wires that is located 25 millimeter from the top of the beam, okay, and initial tension of the wires is 840 Newton per millimeter square. We have to calculate the percentage of losses or percentage of loss of stress in steel immediately after transfer. Given data is ES is equal to 210 kilonewton per millimeter square and EC is 31.5 kilonewton per millimeter square. So, we have to calculate the percentage losses, right. So, first thing first we have to find out the modular ratio value. We know that modular ratio is nothing but the ratio of ES by EC. So, by calculating we get the modular ratio as 6.68. Now, stress in concrete as per the previous formula from the previous class, we know that at level of top wires stress in concrete is P by A minus Pey by I, that is 300 into 10 to the power 3, that is the P value, and A is the cross sectional area. Cross sectional area means 360 and 200 millimeter, right. So, this is the cross sectional area, and put this value you can get the level of top wire stress is 0.83 Newton per millimeter square. As well as you can find out at bottom wires just the sign changes from minus to plus. So, you can get the value that is 7.85 Newton per millimeter square, okay. So, we get two values, that is Fc value is known, right, pre-stress is concrete at the level of the steel at the top as well as the bottom. So we can find out the loss of stress in wires at top is 6.68 into 0.83, that is 5.55 Newton per millimeter, and losses of stress of wire bottom, that is 6.68 into 7.85, that is 52.5 Newton per millimeter square. So we can calculate losses of stress at top and as well as at bottom. So in case of losses of stress at top wire, we have to calculate this value by the total initial stress into 100, that we can get in case of top wire losses of stress, and in case for bottom wire, so this value divided by the initial stress into 100, that is 6.25 percentage. So this is the method which we can calculate the loss of stress as in case of top wires as well as in bottom wires. Okay, so that's all for today. Now in the next class we will solve another problem. Okay, thank you.